everyone. I'm here with my business partner Larissa and our friend Sebastian Herz from Zignify. Hello, Sebastian. How are you?
Hello, Larissa. Hello, Marcel. Fantastic. And thank
Hello.
you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. We're actually here to ask Sebastian a couple of questions. So I will allow Larissa to interview a little bit Sebastian. Larissa, you have the mic.
So, first of all, thank you, Sebastian, for being part of today's video. And please let us know a bit about yourself and Zignify.
That's good. Thank you so much. But where do I start? Maybe at the point that we're sellers ourselves as well. I started bringing out my first brand in 2014, and I actually have it here on the table. Well, once it's like, small size wallets, carbon fiber wallets, some blocker cards, which you can use for protecting your own wallet against RFID theft. And the second thing is that we have our own cosmetics brand. And those are the things that we do as sellers, but at the same time, we have a sourcing company among a few other projects. And I think that's the biggest business. My wife has been doing like sourcing for close to 20 years. And, this one led to the other thing, started sourcing for ourselves. And now we do sourcing for a lot of other Amazon sellers out there.
So, what makes you special from other sourcing companies? I see your brand name and you and Julia everywhere. Everyone is talking about Zignify when it comes to sourcing. So, what makes your business so special?
I really don't like to shoot against any. I don't even want to call them competitors, or we have a German word which is like, market joiners, or the ones who are also with you. First of all, I do believe any service out there that exists for a longer time, and people buy it and they remain and maybe even grow, they must have a sustainable, reasonable business. So what makes us a little bit, on the other hand, special, I guess, as well, is, well, we are sellers ourselves, so we're in the same boat. But I think the results of the sourcing are usually a bit different. We do share the contacts of all the suppliers, so the customers will never be in the dark of knowing, it's like, oh, where does my product come from? And we're not taking a percentage of the order volume, and therefore also not of the follow orders. So usually it turns out, I guess, cheaper. And at the same time, since we're not bound on the percentage of the order volume, it is our interest to really get the lowest prices, because we have no benefit whether it's more expensive. Our target is to find 30 to 60 potential producers, go in there and start negotiating with them, and not only look for like 2 or 3 proposals, but if it works, maybe 5, 8, 10, maybe 12 or 15 valid proposals. And this is how you can negotiate. And I think that makes it a little bit special, and I'm happy it works.
I love the fact that you started as a seller. You are continually like a seller, and you have experience from this part.
Yeah.
And I love businesses that are based, like the foundation is starting as a seller. So maybe you
Nice.
can share with us from the seller perspective, what is your favorite productivity hack for e-commerce sellers in general, for Amazon sellers, for
The favorite productivity hack. That's a good one. I mean, for once, of course, related to sourcing, it is if you go in and you take your best sellers and you optimize the purchasing cost. So we've achieved by now more than $500 million in savings, not in spendings, but in savings, so $500 million. And that's a lot of cash in order, to spend on IntelliRank, to spend on advertising, to spend on images, to spend on, buying more products. But when it comes to products, for once, of course, it is to bring more complementary products that the same buyer can buy. Because I'm telling you, one of the mistakes I've done in the very beginning, I've brought out 7 or 8 different types of wallets. Who needs
my
7
God.
or 8 different types of wallets? Nobody. So, you make some other products around it that the same customer would buy. But one of
But
the
never
ones I have
try,
to
never know, Sebastian. Sorry to interrupt, but that's a good
say.
experience in your background there that led to what you are doing now. So I'm
Yeah,
sure you've
for
learned
sure.
a lot from it.
One of the ones that I really like, it doesn't work so much with wallets, but it could be working with pillows, it could be working with dog leashes, it could be working with um, pouches or anything car related, for example. And this one I have to credit to Sean Hart, Post Purchase Pro. He called it the creative cloning. And creative
Yeah.
cloning would mean, you
Very
take the
smart.
same product, the
That's great.
same
Yeah.
stock. What you do is you put a different label on it, another FNSKU sticker, and then you create another listing with it. And one of the ones is whatever, it's a car cover for Mercedes. And the second listing is the car cover, which is the same product for BMW, or or anything
Yeah.
related that could be to cars in different types. And all of a sudden you have 10 listings, 10
Yeah.
separate search results.
That's huge, actually. That's huge. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. And you would 10x your revenue. Have I done this myself all the time? Nope. Am I? Yes, I am right now at the moment. Taking one of the products because it is related to cars, and we're gonna make this for Mercedes, for BMW, for Hyundai, for Ford, for all of the different ones, and start. And the only thing you would need to do is you take images and you create a new listing, new images, well related with some stock images of that car in the background.
Yeah.
That would be
Simple as that.
dog leashes. You take the same dog leash and you make it for small dogs, or you make the dog leash for German Shepherds. You make the dog leash for whatever. I don't, to be honest, know what the dogs are called, but if it's adjustable, I mean,
It's
you
the
know,
same.
Different
Yeah.
breeds.
same.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely a huge shout out there for Post-Purchase Pro and their strategy. Whoever is not following them, that's a good idea to look into. And yeah, Seth and Sean, yeah, love the ideas.
And Dylan, don't forget about Dylan.
Dylan.
But this is
Yeah.
the nice thing, right? How close the community is, how well we know
Yeah.
one another, and how
I want
people
to
promote one
emphasize
another.
on something, Sebastian, because it's very important what you just mentioned earlier regarding the finding more manufacturers. Ourselves, we got into this exactly like a couple of months back. We went into one of our products because we're also Amazon sellers, and we went into finding another supplier. And guess what? We found another supplier, and it was $1 cheaper than the actual supplier, which
Yeah.
led to a 5-digit saving over a year period for only one product. So that's a huge benefit. And this is where Zignify actually comes into spotlight, because Zignify can definitely get people, Amazon sellers, in contact with the manufacturers, negotiate the best price, of course, the best quality. And yeah, if you guys also provide them with all the information from the manufacturers, that's kudos to you. And yeah, great job.
Thank you.
So yeah,
I can tell you, I mean, just one very, very fresh. I have to admit, I mean, this most likely won't happen again because that was an insane cost savings. If you're selling, for example, in Europe or even in the US, you may work with an importer. You may buy the products inside, and that's what Dennis Lute actually, he talks openly and publicly about it. He himself is a 10 million plus seller. And with this one product, he originally, or it was two products actually, he purchased inside Europe from a distributor. It was €4, so about like $4.80, €4.80, somewhere around there. And the second one was 120 in purchasing cost. We went to China, opened an own mold, and now the production cost is not 4.80, it's 21 cents.
whoa.
Oh my
And
God.
the second product was 120. And well, I have to admit, I said this now 2-3 times before. I don't know if our ladies have done this on purpose or if that was a lucky coincidence. The supplier put the second product into the same mold and didn't ask for more money. So
Oh
he,
my God.
in the end, gets the second product for free. $6 or €6 purchasing down to 21 cents. And if you sell 5,000 units of that, that's close to, I mean, only $30,000 in savings a year. But we had
Yeah.
So
another
now
one.
you properly responded. Sorry to interrupt to the question, what makes Zignify so special?
It is, I mean, trying, of course, to optimize purchasing costs, and we've
Yeah,
saved more than half
that's
a billion of
great. That's
dollars in savings.
huge.
It is. And I mean, just imagine you have $30,000 more in a year. That's either quite a few nice vacations or even a lot more nicer dinners, or an
More
additional
products.
product or 2 or 3 that you could, start launching. That's insane. Or if you're smart, and you invested directly, for example, into smart ranking, you give at least part of that to IntelliRank, and they'll help you then, to push you up, to get you out there, to get you much better ranking. And in the end, what do you have? More sales, more profit. That's
There
the
we go.
target, I think, why are you guys and us, we're so complementary that we can help one another.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
So I do have one more question, Sebastian. Does Zignify only source from China, only alone, or other countries or
Hold
places.
on. Now, which way do I go?
It's
Global. I need to add here minus North Korea, minus Russia. No, we do
right. Yeah.
source actually from everywhere in our own brand. The cosmetics is, for example, fully made in Germany, as one example. There's a lot of sourcing possible, especially when you're selling in the US. I mean, you guys have quite a few US sellers as customers, right?
Yeah, the majority.
Yeah, here comes the big point for US sellers, especially, is that you have the anti-dumping tariffs, the so-called Trump tariffs against Chinese goods. So maybe as a small hack or as a small thought, whether you do this with us guys or you do this on your own, an anti-dumping tariff is not against the product. An anti-dumping tariff is against a product from a country. So that means, like, there's a guy, also German guy, also Sebastian, not the worst name, I guess, but he's selling on Shopify, or they started now selling on Amazon, and they've done insane marketing. It's a quite not so special product, but they really know marketing. And we got this product originally, they got it from China. Oh, sorry, no, this camera. This is embarrassing. Now it's, come on, zoom out. It zooms in when you move the hand. You gotta stand my face probably even closer. I
No,
don't
it's good. Yeah.
I don't really know the move of how do you zoom
Zooming
out?
out.
Or is it,
Yeah.
it worked.
There we go.
I'm not gonna use my hands anymore.
This is the
But
AI.
exactly.
The AI feature when the AI is playing.
It's the
Perfect.
he had the product originally from China, and then 3 hours of work that was super lucky, found it in Vietnam for $1 cheaper. Now that itself is an insane savings because he sold 500,000 units. So that's
Yeah.
500,000 in savings. But the much more impressive thing is the import tariffs. 27% he had to leave at the US border. And the original purchasing price was $6. $6 times 500,000 units is $3 million. And 27% import tariffs on 3 million is $810,000. Went to Vietnam, same product, same or better quality, 0%. So he's now saved $500 plus $810,000 a year just by finding the same product in Vietnam. $1 cheaper and 0% import tariffs. So $1.31 million saved per year on one single product. Admitted, this is of course a large. That's 500,000 units is a lot of units sold.
Yeah, it's all about information if you look at it from this perspective.
Yeah.
If you
having the right person,
the real money is made in
help you out.
purchasing. That's a worldwide, well-known phrase, and it's true.
So, Sebastian, I love your examples. You are full of examples today and like real stories, like real cases that you solved with Zignify. So, let us know maybe what was the most difficult client case? How did you solve it?
The most difficult, I think, is actually still ongoing. And by the way, I mean, I could continue we sourced more than 4,000 products. So I think we could continue for a couple of hours, but I will spare you of that. I think the most difficult, I have to admit right now, is with I'm not sure we're allowed to say the name, but he for sure knows it. It's a quite known guy in the Amazon industry. And we've been working on this project for a year by now. And that included full electronic circuit board design, mold design, some mold manufacturing, and then taping or covering the product with special leather around it. And I mean, it's on Kickstarter, so I'm not sure right now we can mention, but it doesn't matter. I mean, in general, how do we deal with this? You just continue. And to be honest, one of the most important things is the cooperation between customer and service provider. So there must always be open communication, especially when it's about man hours or women hours or service providers working together with a client. You know, you must have updates. You must take time for your product. You must coordinate. You must communicate. And yes, there were also like some negative emotion moments, no question, because also not everything is 100% fully working here. Also, we do make mistakes. And when you as a service provider, anybody makes a mistake, well, you know, you got to stand strong. You got to admit it. and then you spend some extra hours for this, or you work on finding a solution together, or both of you together realize like, hey, maybe this doesn't work, then how about we switch over to we had things, brought samples, not live working samples, by plane to where was it, Prague, and the other time I think we brought it, was it to Barcelona or so? So you fly it back and forth, and you find ways together. If you wanna, there's a German phrase. I wonder if that's translated in English the same way. Probably. Who really wants to, they find ways.
Yeah.
And
If
who
there's a
doesn't
will,
really want to, finds
there's a
ways
way.
out. Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way. Yeah,
If
something like
there's
that.
a will, there's a way. If there's no will, there's a way out, right? Or
Mhm.
there's an escape or something like this. That's a yep.
Yeah.
Just cooperate. Be human.
Always.
Talk to one another.
Always. Yeah. Yeah. It's about communication. I think is the key in any business, life, whatever. Yeah. All right.
I mean,
super.
look what you guys do, what we guys do, what all of our Amazon sellers do. It is quite technical. It's not like the easiest thing that I mean, to be honest, like one of the things that we had in the beginning, this is a super easy product. It's an RFID blocker card. And what you have to do is, well, you take this thing and you put a logo on there or a design, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's quite simple, but most of us don't really do that kind of product.
Well,
Actually,
yeah.
we started with the idea that it's easy and it is like a side hustle, and after that it transformed into a full-time job, and after that into full-time business.
Yeah, Amazon is passive income. Yeah, of course. Once it's running, it maybe is.
Brilliant. Sebastian, tell everyone how they can find Zignify and how they can reach you and maybe set up a call with you. I see that QR code in the background there with schedule a free call.
Let me move the camera a little bit over. I don't know if I want to show you my my
it's fine, it's fine.
little bit mess there, but back there you see the other banners for the other brands. So those are also two other brands that we have, but it's very simple here. It's a Zignify.net, not .com, not .de, but .net. Or, I mean, you find myself usually on LinkedIn or Facebook, Sebastian, the connector, Herz, with a few Chinese characters, or just literally like Zignify.net. There's a schedule a call button or get a free consulting call, and we'll just be there in touch with you or one of our ladies.
Definitely, that's the best way to go because a free call is always, just something to get more insight about. It's free. All right.
You gave today so much good information, so why not schedule a call, learn more about what Zignify is doing, and work with them, save money.
Thank you so much. And once you've saved the money, spend it wisely on how to rank. Not a question.
Always. Yeah. It's about reinvesting into making the business even bigger. That's the goal here.
If you have more margin in your products, you can afford to, get advertising. Where is it? Like the top left there, advertising spot, top left, number 1, and still make a margin. That would be
Absolutely
beneficial.
All right. Super. Sebastian, thank you very much. And until next time.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.